Guys, this is Cody Jones. We're getting ready to move the custom cows. Sorry for the bumpy walk here, but we've got an interesting corner, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to try and funnel them to avoid them running back up the lane. I'll show you that in just a minute. Hey guys, Thanks. This is Cody Jones again. Getting ready to move the custom cows. Going to move them across this lane here over into this pasture, but this particular paddock doesn't have any gates in this corner, so I'm going to show you what I do. There's a gate right down there in the middle of this lane, and then there's one on the other side, which is not handy for bringing them back this way. So ideally you'd have a gate at each corner. That way they have a natural funnel. Right here we're going to have a little trouble, but I'm going to put up some polywire and hopefully avoid that. So here's the alley that we're going to try to get them to go down. And the problem is once I get a few cows start to come down this lane, the rest of them are going to be on this side of that single polywire, and they're all going to try to go together. So what we're going to do is we're going to call the cows down on the other side, and I'm going to set up a polywire here that will funnel them all up into that lane and all down at one time. So we'll see how it works. Worst thing that could happen is you get one or two by you with that polywire out there. You just got to kind of circle them down. Also, a good idea would be to put a stop up there so the cows can't keep going, or a stop halfway up to keep the cows from walking all the way down the lane and out into the next pasture that we're going for. If they do that, then the last cow, if they're nervous, she's probably going to get jumpy and try to push through that fence. So that's what we're trying to avoid. Here is pretty simple. We just strung a polywire off that post where we're going to open the gate, and it just came down. And what this does, it's pretty simple, but I'll get all the cows down. We'll walk around the polywire, and then when I bring them up this this other wire right over here, what'll happen is you'll get a few cows that'll run down the lane, and if I don't have this wire here, the rest of them will shoot up on this side. And then when they get up to the corner, the gentle cows are going to go right, and the wild ones are going to want to go right too, and they're going to end up busting through my wire. So that's not what we want. So just got a little funnel, and hopefully it works. We'll try to record it best we can. Might be a little bumpy ride, but I think it'll work pretty good. The other thing is I want that wire to be hot. Especially getting these cows trained to that polywire, you don't want to give them any options. You don't want to train them with any bad habits. So get that dude hot. It's going to be reaching 4,000 volts. Wouldn't do that, girls. All right, we're just gonna call them, bring them down along this fence. Yo! Sick, mine. And we want them to go pretty easy, and I want to take them farther down than I need to go because they've seen that wire now. And like I said, those wild ones are gonna be hanging at the back. If you don't make sure they're all the way around and circled and kind of bunched up, that last one's gonna be on the other side of that wire, and it's going to do the exact opposite of what we want. So so we're just making a big wide circle. Okay, I'm seeing the last couple just coming around that polywire now. It wouldn't be a real bad idea to go ahead and stretch that all the way across the pasture. But we're gonna see how it goes like this. Like I said, we'll take them easy. I think it'll work. They're ready to move. I sure like to get everything bunched up before I make any kind of move through a new gate or anything like that. Now we got the wild ones up front. And cows are pretty smart, you know, if they can see what you want them to do, which is all we're really trying to accomplish with this wire. If they can see what you want them to do, they're going to try to do it for you. Get the correct kind of pressure. And I'm by no means an expert in this. I've already discovered I'm not a real huge fan of white cows, since they seem to be the ones trying to get back around the wire there. Hey girls, I'm gonna expand my funnel just in case. We got our funnel expanded, so our Charolais aren't trying to, our Smokies aren't trying to walk around on us. Chiquillo! Woo! Here we go, we're gonna get her done now. Sick! Sick! Mine! Had a young fellow working with me yesterday. I started calling the cows and he got a little excited. He's like, what are you doing? Like, that's just the way we do it. Everybody does it different. I heard a whistle works pretty good too. That way if you ever have to do something else, you can't, you know, take a day off or something, somebody else can move them. Anyway, we got them all bunched up. You can kind of see they're ready to go. We got our wire up, our funnel. And the main thing is I want to be out ahead of them when they go. Woo! If you're not controlling the mob, you're going to have issues, because the first few are going to start running and they'll get all kinds of spread out. I just want them to go nice and easy. This old girl, 600 and 690, couple good ones in here. You pick your favorites out pretty quick, but they're pretty gentle and usually in front of the pack. Also seem to be about the right size and kind of cow that I like. They're funneling into the lane. I don't know if you can see that real well, but we don't want to go too slow either, because if they start to lose their flow, some of those in the back will turn. Again, not what we want. Woo! Yo! I'm kind of keeping an eye on that back, those last couple there. And our funnel worked just perfect, so that's pretty much it, guys. If you want to hang out and watch the rest of this move, we're just gonna walk up here and take a corner and give old 600 a little bit of grain up there. I left my bucket when I didn't bring a four-wheeler over to the farm today. Thought there was a gate at the other end, but I'm learning this lease farm as we go, so it's set up pretty nice. But just like anything, there's a few things a new person like to change and maybe do a little different. Maybe we'll get that done here pretty soon. But putting that little polywire funnel out there worked real nice, so no issues. On goes! Woo! Like a Pied Piper. Sick! Sick! Mine! Woo! These girls have all settled down pretty well, and I think they're going to be pretty gentle. But they're still learning the system too, so it's exciting. Here's our corner. We got a white wire blocking the lane this way and one down over by my escape. As we make this corner, same thing. We want to wait and we want everything to kind of bunch up. Easy girls. We want to make sure nobody turns around, because that would also be, if you had another person helping you, somebody shutting that back gate sure would be a good thing. We're gonna be okay though. They're coming around just fine. having a tight lane like that, they don't have too many options. But I can already see, watching, they're talking to each other more as they're coming around the corner, and those cows are naturally wanting to come at an angle and not make a corner right there. So we're just gonna take them easy, especially for that back one. We don't want to get too far away until she makes this corner. They'll get excited and try to jump up and jump over the wire and get together. They're bunching up now just fine. So you can see the last one coming up the lane there. Sick. Got my bucket. She was gonna put her head down and do a little grazing. We gotta keep on the move, girls. Woo! Sick. Sick. Fine. Woo! The lane full of cows. One more tricky thing, and I did put up a wire, same thing, making this corner down here. Cows naturally want to go straight, and they're going to want to come back up the lane and get together. So coming around this corner is not a straight shot. I went ahead and I put a Polywire going up, so when the first ones start around, they don't immediately turn. They don't immediately turn and try to go back to the other cows. You can see it here. And this is just a straight shot out into the field. They're gonna follow me with this grain anyway, but sick. Sick. They'll try to get ahead of you if you let them. Easy. Easy. Come on, girls. It'd be real helpful to have somebody at the end of that train, but you can see last few we're gonna funnel in. We did a pretty good job. They kind of got around me, but they're all headed just like this wire was supposed to do. They're headed out instead of circling back. So there's the last one. We'll get a count on them and make sure we got the 2 calves and move on to the next project.